failed to save the dying CEO until a single dad veteran's blood cured her and sparked the most unexpected love story. The hospital hallway echoed with hurried footsteps, fluorescent lights buzzing above. Evelyn Grant, the powerful CEO whose name commanded boardrooms, stumbled forward, clutching her side. Her breaths came shallow, her strength fading fast. Arms steadied her, strong, calloused, protective. Daniel Hayes, a man she barely knew, held her upright as if the weight of her survival rested solely on him. At his side, a little girl with braids and a red backpack looked on, wide-eyed and afraid. To the world, this was chaos. But in that instant, fate was quietly rewriting 3 lives at once. Weeks later, the same woman who once dictated billion-dollar deals now sat across from the very man who saved her. A choice weighed between them: business versus heart, reputation versus truth. And the child who stood silently in the middle. She was the reminder that what began in a hospital hallway had turned into something far greater than survival. Evelyn Grant had everything: power, money, influence. But in private, she lived with silence and fear, her body collapsing under a rare condition no medicine seemed to cure. More than death, she feared leaving behind nothing but unfinished legacies. Daniel Hayes lived the opposite life. A decorated veteran, now a single father, his days revolved around work shifts and school pickups. His daughter, Lily, was his world. She carried her red backpack everywhere, a symbol of his promise to give her the stability he never had. 2 different worlds, one hallway, and a moment that pulled them together. Doctors had tried everything: transfusions, experimental treatments, desperate pleas to specialists. Evelyn's body rejected every attempt. Then Daniel's blood was tested. The match was so rare it bordered on impossible. Within hours, his blood was coursing through her veins. Evelyn's monitors steadied. She blinked awake, her gaze locking first on Daniel, then on the little girl watching quietly behind him. "You both saved me," she whispered, voice trembling. Evelyn insisted on thanking them personally. What began as gratitude turned into regular visits. She learned about Daniel's military service, about Lily's drawings taped to their fridge, about the weight he carried alone. For the first time in years, Evelyn laughed. She felt human. But the outside world was cruel. Reporters painted Daniel as a gold digger. Headlines sneering. CEO entangled with a soldier. Investors demanded Evelyn distance herself, warning her empire would crumble. Even Lily was mocked at school, her classmates whispering that her father was chasing something far beyond his reach. Every step closer brought new storms, and still, Evelyn couldn't turn away. One night, Evelyn uncovered medical records that left her shaken. Daniel wasn't just a match by chance. His bloodline carried markers tied to her own family's past. Their lives had been connected long before that hospital night. What began as chance was in truth destiny. But destiny wasn't enough to silence the world. Evelyn faced the possibility of being forced out of her company. Daniel considered walking away, believing Lily deserved peace instead of scandal. For Evelyn, it was a return to the same fear she felt on the hospital floor, the fear of losing everything. At a critical shareholder meeting, Evelyn made her choice. With Daniel and Lily beside her, she stood tall. "This company was built on resilience," she said, her voice steady. "And no one understands resilience more than the man who saved my life and the little girl who gave me hope." The silence that followed wasn't judgment, it was awe. In time, the chaos faded. Evelyn's health stabilized. Daniel began working with her foundation to help veterans. Lily, once teased, now walked proudly with her red backpack. knowing she'd been part of a story bigger than herself. And as Evelyn and Daniel sat together watching Lily's school recital one evening, the irony wasn't lost on her. She had spent her life terrified of being forgotten. But what she found instead was love. Unexpected, unstoppable, and deeply unforgettable. If this story touched you, hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.